today the West Coast Conference, they pick whatever the first team, and maybe we know, maybe we don't know, but we probably don't have the pitcher of the year, we probably don't have the player of the year. And you kind of look at that thing, and some of you parents had to work to pay this tuition so you couldn't be in Spokane. So some were there, some were not. But I want to reenact what we did when we came out of the locker room, and we put this thing over our head, because you could be voted player of the year, you could be voted pitcher of the year. Folks, you got to earn this one.
Steve is someone who, for me personally, is kind of someone I've kind of looked up to, and someone who's helped me along the way in the past 3 years I've been here. Over the past 2 years, every day, we have the same routine through our play catch, and it's something that's, I think we both cherish, and it's very important to both of us, because this is in the right frame of mind every day. And as a teammate, it's someone I can look to, who inspires me, who really just helps me get better every day, and someone that there he is. Come on, Steve. Talk about you.
Do you want to start over?
Yeah.
Start over, Hoodie?
Yeah, I'll start over for you, Steve.
Okay. Go ahead, Hoodie. Nobody heard it.
All right. So, quick summary. My play catch partner, go through our routine every day, something that I look forward to. Hope you do too, I think you do. You really do. But seriously though, Steve's someone that has really, it's just helped me build a confidence that I now have that I didn't really have before, because I see the kind of work that he puts in. In the fall, we call up Yo, come hit us extra ground balls. We go to the cage, we hit. It was just, he's someone that really just makes me feel like I can get the most out of myself, because he helps me out every day. And when I look over at third, next year it's gonna be weird looking, hey Steve, you and me too, right here. It's gonna be weird not having him over there to do that, because I feel like we built that chemistry over this, especially this year and parts of last year, and it's gonna be different. And I'm gonna miss him, and I think he's gonna have great success when he goes and plays next year in professional baseball. And I'm gonna look forward to following him and seeing how he does. And I wish him the best of luck. And I think I made a great friend, and I hope that we can continue to stay in touch. And yeah, so.
3 years at USF out of our 4, and my notes. So the few things that I have on Sean, 3 things come to mind. 1, extremely hard working. And 2, kindness. And 3, he's got the best BS on the team. For those of you that don't know that, what do you think of when you hear BS? Don't say it out loud, but what I'm talking about here is, we're gonna turn the head. If you can analyze his bone structure here. A couple of years ago, Garrett gave Sean the best BS on the team award, and he wears it well. So, anyways, like I said.
Thank you for that, everyone.
So the serious stuff, the hard work. Sean's been here 4 years, and everyone can attest to the fact that this guy, he's always in the best shape on the team, and he puts in the most amount of work in the weight room as anyone. There'll be times we go by the weight room early in the morning, and Sean's in there just killing it. He'll be there late after practice, and he's always giving me a hard time. And we have a mile test every year. We come back after summer. This kid can run, so I'm doing my best, to stay in shape over the summer. Everyone is, but Sean just shows up, and 4 years in a row, I lose to him by like 5 seconds. He wins the mile test every single year. Next year he'll probably come back and win it again, just to spite everyone. The kid works hard, and I have down here in quotes machine, and he really is. He works hard, and things may not have gone the way that he wanted since he's been here, but you know, he's never let up, ever. We say it all the time, never let up, don't let up. Sean never has, and that's something that he leads vocally, but it's also people see the way that he works and they see the way he does things, and he really is. He's a great leader, and he's truly going to be missed as a baseball player and as a person. We talk about, we have this new thing, Dons, that happened this year, and it stands for, what are the Dons again?
Done.
Don's on it now, simple. That's right. And one of the main things about being a Don is doing the right thing. And when you talk about a guy with a great conscience, you think of Sean Burns. And as a Don's on it now, simple. When I talk about the friendships I make with people, and I think everyone in here tries to, you want to surround yourself with certain people that you feel like are going to make you a better person. And I can say this easily, is that being around Sean and living with him for the past 3 years and being his teammate, is that the way that he does things, the kindness that he has in his heart, he rubs off on people, and people become better Dons and better players and just better people overall. And Sean's going to be missed a lot, and I'm going to miss living with him, but we're going to stay in touch. So it's to Sean Burns, everybody.
So I get the honor of talking about Trav. Come on up here, Trav. So, first off, I'd like to thank you for all the blood, sweat, and tears that you've shed for this program. Looking at you after we clinched that conference championship just gave me and the team such a lift while you held that trophy above your head. Trav has been a leader on and off the field for us. On the field, he has been the anchor of our defense, and off the field, the leader of our practical jokes. Just ask Jonathan Abrams. I've spent 3 years with Trav, and he's never lacked giving effort to this program. He's always been helpful, caring to all of his teammates, especially me, since he and I are now roommates on the road. And as you move forward, Trav, I wish you the best of luck, and let's go get us a Super Regionals. I gotta say, Pete, they got this one right. You're bunny. Pete likes to think he drops bombs. I try to put him in his place by calling him Little Pete, but he's self-proclaimed Big Pete. Anyway, I'd like to start with a few stories from off the field with Pete. First off, Travis, thank you so much for this haircut. We forgot to mention he is the barber of the team as well. As Anthony liked to point out, he made me look like one of the Beatles. So on this most recent road trip, Pete was following me around singing "Hey Jude." The only problem was Pete didn't know the words. So he would follow me around singing, "Hey Jude, hey Jude." It kind of shows you what kind of person Pete is. We like to have a good time on the road. So another road story. As most of the guys here know, when we were in Fresno this year, there was only one bed in the room. So I kind of looked over at Pete, being the first one to enter the room, and said, "I don't know about you, but I'm sleeping in that bed." Pete didn't hesitate one bit. He jumped right back in there with me. At the end of that series, I had gotten the win, and Pete had hit his first home run of the season. Pete wanted to sleep with me the rest of the year. So like I said, Pete's a great guy. Not only is he a great guy, but as Anthony pointed out, he's a great baseball player too, leading our team in most offensive categories, but also in episodes watched of Glee, The Secret Life of an American Teenager, Can't Be Eaten, Beach Body Workouts, as well as I'm sure, a lot of other categories. But in all seriousness, as you guys can tell, it's been wonderful having Pete here the last 2 years. Not only is he a great baseball player, but he's a great friend, and a friendship that I'll cherish forever. So thank you, Pete.
I talk about these seniors, but when you got 9 guys and the bonds that these guys create, it's tough sometimes to break them up. And you got road roomies there, you got roommates, in real life with Connor and Bernsey, and these next 2 guys, really simply put, are best friends and road roomies, and all those good things that go along with it. These guys are together all the time, and we could not break them up. So I'm gonna let Matt Lujan come up first, and he's gonna talk about one of his best friends.
Yeah, man.
Garrett, come up here.
Talking about G. Louie is something that flows off the tongue, like his spoof jokes and his songs. But I'm going to read off his paper because I don't want to miss anything. Garrett and I have been roommates for all 4 years here on the Hilltop. And let me be the first to tell you that while the 2011 Dons are the first outright USF WCC champions, G. Louie is the outright funniest person I've ever met. Living with Garrett has never provided a dull moment, and I'm so lucky to have him as a best friend and a roommate for the last 4 years. We talk about a lot in this program how we recruit people before players, and while Garrett's a great player, he is the all-time leading appearance leader at USF. He's an amazing person and friend. He's a leader through his actions, friend through his kind words and advice, teammate through support and competitiveness, and a man through compassion, love, and perseverance. I cannot tell you how much I'm going to miss this guy and all of our experiences, ranging from watching all 6 seasons of One Tree Hill, telling jokes in the locker room, making up funny renditions of popular songs, walking aimlessly through the Westfield Mall in the summer, trips to Stockton, triathlons. That's not supposed to be in there. Going to Zona Rosa and Ocean Taqueria and having huge burritos, and most of all, the conversations that we'll never forget. Garrett, you're one of my best friends, a great teammate, and an even better person. Thank you for always being able to make us laugh and listening to us when we need you. I wish you nothing but the best in your new job, and while this might be the last time I talk about you in front of this group, our friendship is going to be lifelong. I love you. Congratulations on graduating and getting a JOB, and pioneering this program to many more outright conference championships.
So, when I was informed that I had the privilege to talk about Mr. Jonathan Abramson, the first thing that crossed my mind was, oh no. No, but really, I had no idea what to say. There were so many things that began swirling through my mind. All of the great experiences, all the laughs, and all the times I thought Coach G was going to literally rip your face off. They all came to mind. Jonathan is a very unique individual, for those of you who do not know him. Whether he's cracking stupid jokes in the locker room, rattling off his ERA from his freshman year, rehashing his numerous stories from summer ball, arguing politics with Coach Moore, releasing his wallet, grade checks, phone, or any other item that is not physically attached to his person. Jonathan is always one we can count on for entertainment. But seriously, with all the stories of Jonathan's antics and shenanigans over the past 5 years put aside, I think that it is pretty cool that in our team's darkest hour, And when the rubber met the road and all the dust from the previous games of the 2011 season had settled, our team turned to you. We had the faith and trust that all of the work that you have put in over the past 5 years have prepared you to start and lead our team on Sunday to USF's first ever outright WCC Conference Championship. John, you're a great person and a better friend. I wish you the best of luck in whatever path you choose to take in life. And thank you for all the great memories.
This is, one of those 9 very special guys. I have a little competition going with this guy and another guy, the guy that's going to get to talk about him. My mom doesn't get a chance to be out here too much, so I have adopted another mom, one of these parents that has taken pretty good care of me this year. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this other guy on the team decided to try to sneak in on me and start taking my mom away from me. And he did a pretty good job because he gets to come up here and talk about her other son. So Jordan Reamer's going to come up and talk about our brother.
I still remember the very first road trip that we went on when I was here at USF. We went to UTSA, and Matt and I were actually roommates for the trips that I went on my freshman year here. And we didn't find out until North was passing out the room cards, and we found out we were rooming together in the hotel lobby. And he smiles and looks at me and says something to the effect of, I'm glad we're rooming together, because I like you. And it's a nice enough thing to say, even with the tone of, even though you're a freshman, written somewhere hidden in there. But it was great to feel accepted by an upperclassman, on the first road series. It's, for me at the time, it was really a feeling of, security, having an upperclassman, really kind of pull me under his wing like that. I also remember the morning after my first outing at UTSA, we were eating breakfast, and Mr. Heiserman comes up to me that morning and says, how's the best left-handed pitcher in the country doing this morning? And boom, there it was again. Talking to a Heiserman, I felt a little more confidence in myself and that I belonged on that trip. The kind of teammate that Matt has been for me is just that, No matter how many walks I give up in however short a period of time. every time we talk pitching, I walk away from the conversation feeling better, letting what happened go, and looking forward to my next opportunity. Not only has he continued to give me the feeling of security and calmness throughout the years, but I always feel like I've learned something about pitching every time we talked. Not to mention that he continues to do it on the mound for the Dons. Matt also brings something else to the table, his parents. Mr. and Mrs. Heiserman are 2 of my favorite parents besides my own. Miss Heiserman yells at me if I don't give her a hug after every game. Where do you think you're going, mister? You need to quit scaring me every time you pitch. And maybe we'll try to walk one person next time. Matt, I know you've influenced me and a great few other guys on the pitching staff over the past 3 years, and I'm really going to miss you next year. I know wherever life takes you, you will succeed. I also hope that whenever this season ends, we'll continue our pitching conversations because I'm not done learning yet. Ayo.
The senior I'll be talking about tonight is Burnett, and I've been lucky enough to live with him for the 2 years that I've been here. Unfortunately, our relationship didn't start off on a best note, thanks to Coach Moore. I was a junior college transfer coming in and coming in to live with a bunch of guys I'd never met before in my life, and Coach Moore had told the 3 guys that I'm living with that I breed iguanas for a living. And I was coming with a 10-foot by 10-foot tank filled with iguanas. So the first couple days around the house were a little awkward when they were looking at me like, oh, this guy plays with iguanas. And later I found out Coach Moore was behind all of this. me, I'm the complete opposite of that. So that's why it's amazing that this worked out the way it did. And despite his reputation for being uptight, I honestly, despite that reputation, I've enjoyed some of the best times of my life with him, both on and off the field. It's been unbelievable living with him for the past 2 years, and I really don't know what I'm going to do without him next year, especially since I'm going to have no one to beat up on in video games. But seriously, for the last 4 years that Connor's been here, he's been nothing but add to the program in a positive way. He's been a model citizen in all aspects of the program, on and off the field. Even so much so that Knox has legally adopted him, Connor and Knox. He has been a great leader, and he leads by example every single day. And every year, quietly, he's not the superstar, but quietly is one of the better offensive players on our team, leading us in almost every category. And we know he's going to play great right field for us every single day. So we're all going to miss you a ton, and I love you, Sid.
Well, this one's not as cheery as the last one he gave me, but it's very emotional. I'm proud to be up here. Mr. Friday, my best friend Matt Lujan, I'm honored to stand up here tonight in front of our team, our friends, our parents, alumni, and our fans to talk about what a tremendous character you are. What has been the most rewarding experience in my life, I wouldn't have wanted to share with anybody else but you, Matt. We moved into Hayes Healy together 4 years ago, and we've had many, memories that we've made throughout our careers. Most of them good, but some bad, like the time we almost died and got caught drinking in the dorms. But that's just college. But all in all, I've never had a greater time with you, and you're the best teammate and just the greatest friend. Some words that describe Matt are determined, warrior, consistent, driven, compassionate, and intelligent. All these words I just said, Matt has exhibited every day, no matter the occasion, here in his tenure on the Hilltop. Occasions like practice, game day, at 5:30 weights, in the classroom, or at team meetings. He has just been a tremendous inspiration for me, and I just wish I could tell you in words how much he has shaped us all, especially on the staff. And every day that we get into the staff huddle, I look forward to Matt speaking because I've never felt any more confident, and I've always believed in him as a leader, and that he was going to help us out for the team the best that he can. He does everything he can for the team, which he's always rubbed off on me. I've always seen him as a great, adversary, as a competitor, for me to better myself, and that is a huge thing as a person for me to have, a friendship that I can compete and better myself with his skills. And I feel like we've had that symbiotic relationship for 4 years.